Hi, and welcome to the Roxy Hayes podcast. I'm Roxy Hayes, your host, and this is the podcast where I get to dive deep into all the things I'm curious about, whether it's nerd culture, pop culture, relationships, or just the wonderfully weird and interesting world around us. Some episodes will be totally off the cuff, and sometimes we'll have special episodes where I revive my old shows like Bedtime Bitchin', Anti-Meridian, and Tell Me a Story. But no matter what, it's always going to be a fun, unpredictable ride. So sit back and let's get into it. All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Roxy Hayes podcast, where we talk about all things nerdy, chaotic, and nostalgic as hell. And today, we're throwing it all the way back to the 90s, which is the golden age of animation. If you grew up in the 90s, you already know how different cartoons were back then. The colors were bolder, the jokes were wilder, and somehow kids' shows just weren't afraid to get a little weird. And to help me break it all down, I had to bring in an artist who truly understands the magic of 90s animation. Shout out to Marco of Masterminds Connect.
What's up?
I don't have no soundboard. I'm the soundboard. Yay. Yeah, there we go. We are our own soundboard. We make the magic. So Marco specializes in bringing nostalgic. I don't even know how to word it. How would you word it? It's like you because it's not sexual. But it is for me.
You just reimagining the stories of your childhood.
Ooh, love that, because that was better what I was gonna say. He makes a lot of cartoons sexy, and I very much enjoy it. They are very sexy. But before we get into that and my perversion, what is like the first 90s cartoon movie? So it could be movie or TV show that you remember that you were like, I'm obsessed with this. Like, I love this.
Funny enough, the first animated movie I saw in theaters was a Goofy movie in like 1995.
Oh,
I was 4 years old. That's the first movie I seen in theaters. And the movie that made me like feel like, okay, I want to do this, was The Lion King, which came out the same year, but just later on. But I didn't see that in theaters. I saw it on VHS. So that's when I was like, yeah, it's time.
You was locked in.
Yeah, I locked in. But it was funny because drawing, I used it as a way to not be bullied. So it was like I didn't get bullied, but like I would do like preventative, like, yo.
Oh, let
me draw this for you. Just leave me alone.
Like, hey, I got you. You leave me alone, you'll have all the cartoons that you want. I mean, that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
I want a more violent way to not be bullied.
I used to kick as well, but I stopped.
It's like I can draw. Yeah, I was hitting people with trash cans, but that was way later.
Trash cans.
Hey, man. You gotta use what your surroundings. Yeah. When I was in not to go off on a tangent, but yeah, when I was in second grade, I remember this girl was like bullying me, and my mom had told me, like, if somebody's bullying you, like, pick up whatever by you. And I remember her distinctly saying, like, a brick. Like, if somebody's bullying you, pick up a brick. And so what I did have was like one of the metal lunch boxes. And the girl like used to hit me with one of them 10 ones. And she used to hit me with a notebook. Like, I don't know why she just hit me in the back of the head with a notebook. And so then I took that 10 lunchbox and I like cocked all the way down and bow across her face. And yeah, she left me alone after that. So, but I feel like and for everybody, I was like, let this be a lesson to all of you. But I feel like drawing is a way more creative outlet. I mean, look where you at now. So maybe I should.
It was creative. It was creative.
I should have been doing comedy back then. I would have had 20 plus years experience. That's pretty fire. What was mine? What was my?
Were you a class? You were a class clown?
No, I was quiet. Okay. Some of y'all can't see his face. He cocked his head. If you're listening to this, the head was cocked. Yeah, I was quiet up until like high school, like maybe like no, I was quiet most of high school. It wasn't really until I graduated. I was loud with my friends, and like I was in theater. but I was more like crew. I was more like behind the scenes.
Okay.
I didn't really start turning up, I don't think, till I got in college, and I was just like, oh, like,
yeah,
people, you know. I always had friends, but I just used to chill, be in the back of the class, quiet. That's crazy.
That makes me think about all the other like quiet people. Do they secretly have like a crazy personality outside of what everyone else sees? That's crazy.
Most of them do. Like, because I was cool with them. The quiet people be like the funniest, craziest people, but it's just like I can't have an outlet for this necessarily. So, I mean, I think it is cool just being adults now. It's like I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. So that's
literally
dope.
whatever we want.
And that's what we're doing. You're over there drawing sexy Disney characters, and I'm over here looking at them. I will say my first Lion King is super important to me too, and that was. This is all gonna sound perverse. This is not what I brought you on here for, but this is where we're at right now. The one that, because I had seen your work before when it was the Mufasa and the Simba, and a lot of y'all that are listening to this audio only, please look up Mastermind Connect so you can see what I'm talking about, because you have seen it. Like that went viral. Like that was everywhere. People were using it in videos. People were still using it in videos.
Yeah, that was a very strange time. It still is a very strange time.
Is that when people started being more sexual with your stuff after the Mufasa stuff?
Actually, yeah. It was Mufasa. When they saw Mufasa and Scar together, I think I want to blame Lizzo.
Oh, what? That's just a crazy sentence.
Because I didn't know this, but she posted both of them, and then she put a caption like, "Which one you choosing?" And then there was a whole like discourse, and I think that's what I don't know if that's like particularly what spreaded it, but that definitely helped.
Yeah, she does have a huge audience, so and it started. I don't know where I saw it. I think I might have saw in a group. Did somebody share it? I know we were on that podcast together, but I'm trying to remember. But I think I had seen it before.
No, it was before.
Was it after
the podcast?
I was already following you.
It was 2020 in August, because I remember the podcast was on my birthday, and I put it out in March of 2020.
Oh yeah, I had already seen it. I think I seen it in a group. I definitely shared it. It was my phone screensaver for a little while. So yeah, definitely.
I appreciate that. That means a lot.
I done sent a lot of people to your page too. I'll be like, hey y'all.
No, I see that. It's like it came to a point where people would tag you before you saw stuff.
Which is crazy, because why is that my brand?
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't be my brand. Where they're like, hey, I know your freaky ass like this, and did. So yeah, that's great promotion for both of us, I should say. But yeah, that's hilarious. So once again, y'all, if I have not already checked out his work, it's dope work. It's just me being a pervert, but the art is actually dope. Like, you're very talented. I do like just your ability to create what you create. I don't know how to really vocalize it. The shit is dope. This shit is dope. I'm not gonna get all artsy fartsy about it. The shit's dope. I'll fuck with it. So now we're gonna just go into an animation showdown of the 90s. I feel like the 90s in particular, it felt like it was like Disney and then like everybody else. Like Disney was definitely dominating the animation scene so bad to where like there's movies that people think are Disney that's not Disney, like Anastasia.
Yeah,
that was not.
And it's crazy because because all those animators, they work for Disney, then they bounce and work for other companies. So it's you're like, when people say like this is a Disney movie, it's like, you know, you're kind of right.
You're not wrong.
Way. Yeah,
and now Disney owns it.
Yeah,
they own it, which is crazy. Like, you Disney now.
I was talking all that before.
Now what's up? So would you say, what are your off top, don't think about it, rapid fire top 3 favorite 90s Disney movies?
Disney movies?
Mm-hmm.
Lion King, Goofy Movie, Hercules, Tarzan, Beauty and the Beast.
That was quick. Tarzan was what? Tarzan was 2000.
Oh, 99.
It was 99?
98 or 99.
Tarzan was 98? You're right. Wait, what was 2000? Now I'm Googling.
Emperor's New Groove.
It was another one.
Atlantis was like 01, I believe.
Tarzan was 99. Emperor's New Groove was in 2000. It was something they dropped in 2000. Was it Emperor's New Groove?
Planet? Treasure Planet?
Yo, Treasure Planet is so fucking slept on.
Mm-hmm.
Treasure Planet, it wasn't Emperor's New Groove. It wasn't Emperor's New Groove.
I feel like I know why.
Which is crazy, because that's when... Say what? So I think my thing is lagging. Say it again.
Oh yeah. Okay, I can hear you now.
Is it cutting out?
Yeah, no, it works now.
Okay, I heard. I think. Hold on, let me write. Okay, so you were saying you think you know why about Treasure Planet?
Yeah, it didn't have a love interest and it have no songs.
Yo, valid. Because even
they were trying to do
did a little bit
different,
better.
But people weren't ready for it yet. They were trying to do something different, but people weren't really ready for that yet.
They weren't fucking with it. Actually, and they started mixing animation styles.
Yeah, and it's like it's either that or just people just got tired of all these same Disney movies coming out over and over and over. Like it's like, all right, show us something different. That's why Shrek did so well, because that was like,
it's like, oh, we've never seen this before.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely say my list is kind of yours. I'll definitely say Lion King. And go Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
but
yeah,
Hercules
Aladdin.
Definitely top 5.
Yeah.
And then what's the other one you said? Tarzan is probably my top 10.
I like Beauty and the Beast.
It's so beautiful. Like I was just rewatching it. Like it was really, it was something about that 90s animation and style and like just how intricate the scenes were and like how I was looking at Hunchback of Notre Dame. And like how the fucking backgrounds are crazy. Because I think they painted them.
Yeah, they painted them. So it's like, basically like people don't understand when you're watching these movies. It's like it's not only a work of art; it's a moving work of art because, like like all them old painters like Rembrandt and all that. They took all that time to paint these pieces of art just to put them on the wall. But these people were doing that over and over and over as a background, like for the main event to go on top of it. Not even
like we're not even gonna see some of this shit. Y'all painting cobblestone for somebody to walk on, like that is crazy. Even I know we're keeping it 90s, but even going back, like I was watching how they did Bambi, and I forgot what that thing is called where they stack it up.
Yeah, what is it called?
It's is a type that?
Of camera.
I'm gonna look that up. Because now that was. See, now we're nerding it up, but multi-plane camera.
Multi-plane camera, yes.
Multi-plane camera.
They would drag the background and
that's
move it.
Fucking crazy.
Then,
So for those of y'all who've never heard of this or don't know what we're talking about, please look up a multi-plane camera because you need to see the picture. But it's pretty much they have the background painted on these different like. What the fuck are those even things?
It's called a cell.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Cell.
They're printed on different cells and then they're laid on top of each other.
A clear plastic sheet.
Yeah. And then they have the different layers of the background and the foreground, and then they have them moving in like opposite directions, so it creates like this really dope effect. So they also did it in Bambi. And I'm looking at it now. They did it in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs where the evil queen drinks the potion. And that's how they got it to look like everything was spinning around her. That shit looks crazy.
It's crazy.
And I know it's time consuming, and I understand why they're not doing that type of animation style anymore. But like, man, bring that shit back. Like we want it.
It's
Like,
know why? I think because the older generation doesn't see animation as that. They just see it as kid stuff. But I think now that we're older, I feel like it would make more money now. Well, okay. So we would appreciate it as like mid 40s, mid 20s, that era. But a lot of the kids don't like 2D animation. I feel like I was talking to like one of my nephews or something, and they were talking about like, yeah, no, I don't like this drawing style, and they just prefer CGI. And also the older generation above us, they're like, nah,
this is for children. I want to watch real people. Yeah, that is true. I will say, wait, how's your nephew? Is he like baby? Not baby.
I feel like it was either my nephew or a friend's kid. I think he was like 7 or 8.
Okay, because I'm noticing here's what's so weird about just like ages, like how so like teenagers are into nostalgia. Like I feel like that always happens. So they're loving like 2D animation and like old movies and that kind of stuff. But yeah, like younger kids, they're not fucking with it. They're like, I want, especially because that's how all the video games are now. That's how this is. Like it's what they're used to. But that's so crazy because we didn't get a full computer animated movie till Toy Story. So I don't know, that's just so crazy how that works. I'd say bring it back.
What's your favorite non-Disney animated movie?
Oh, that was my next question. I would say I love Don Bluth movies.
Okay.
I love Don Bluth. Be putting his foot in that shit. I'm actually listening to his autobiography now. But I would say
it's called, was it self-titled Don Bluth?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna definitely get that from the library. Wait, is it the library, by the way?
Huh? Yo, I'm using the Libby app. I love a library. Yo, having fun isn't hard when you got a library card. Sorry, it's not self-titled. I mean, it was self-narrated. So I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm reading the book and listening to the audiobook because he's narrating it.
Yeah, that's a good combo.
Yeah, it's fire. But it's called Somewhere Out There by Don Bluth.
Got it. Borrowed.
And it's on Libby, and he's narrating that one.
Say less.
I love him. Like he makes some of the best movies. So I might go. Land Before Time is up there for me. It's so sad. It's such a sad movie, but I love his animation style.
Yeah.
So that movie came out like the year I was born. So that's one of the first movies I remember watching, not like as a baby, but when I got conscious, like those images are in my mind.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, maybe as a baby, like but I remember watching this movie. I would say that. You remember Troll in Central Park? That's one of my favorite movies. I want to say like all those movies are sad.
Yeah.
I fuck with Rockadoodle. Cats Don't Dance is fire. People be sleep on Cats Don't Dance.
Cats Don't Dance animation is crazy.
It's fucking like it's
crazy.
The voice acting's good. All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is also super sad because the girl that voiced the little girl in there got murdered by her father. And she played Ducky in Land Before Time. So
I think didn't she die like right before it released or something?
Yeah, that was like her last role.
Sheesh.
That shit is fucking so sad. But Prince of Egypt.
Yeah, that's my top one.
Prince of Egypt. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful that DreamWorks was in their fucking bag. To cuss about Prince of Egypt is crazy, but they were in their bag.
Prince of Egypt, Road to El Dorado. Have you seen Sinbad? The Sinbad movie?
Yes. People don't. I think it did bad, which was crazy. Like, it's a great movie.
It's because of I feel like it's because of the overload. There are so many good 2D
Yeah,
animated movies coming out at that time. People just like, and people thought it was something else. Like there's so many people that even confuse New Groove with The Road to El Dorado because
yep.
like, and it's like a lot of back and forth where one company would hear that the other company is making something and they'd make something similar to see
They
who would
would
do it better.
Bugs Life and Ants, and
Hmm.
it was a list that I had looked at. It was like Ratatouille and Flushed Away.
Yeah, yeah,
What was it? Hold on, I gotta find the list. It's a lot of googling on this episode, but I like to
it
be
is.
accurate.
Gotta put your glasses up.
Yeah, like I'm typing so close to the
Actually,
computer too. I'm like, what? Yeah. Fun fact, but yeah, it's like, hold on.
I do that to
Point.
people in my comments when they want to say I did something wrong. I just put the emoji with the glasses and the buck teeth and a finger pointing up. That's all I comment. And I'm just like,
Yo,
you
that's my.
nerd.
Well, actually, this isn't accurate. I hate when people do that on something where it's like, clearly this was done as a joke in jest. You
Yeah,
don't
like
have
relax.
to. There's nothing to correct
Yo, you know what they
because I
love to
wasn't
do?
serious.
They love to well, there's a video I posted. It's like Simba and Nala eating dinner at like a restaurant. And
Mm-hmm.
then and I don't know who it is, and I feel like it's like Gen Z. I don't want to make this a millennial versus Gen Z war, but I feel like it was a bunch of
No,
people like,
they be talking crazy.
well, they were siblings, they're siblings, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, yes, we know exactly that lions
We
in a
know they
pride.
still had kids though.
We know. But why are you trying to find the realism in a movie where a lion has a Nazi army of hyenas? Why are you trying to find the realism where a lion and a mandrill are best friends? What part of nature is a bird the sidekick of a lion? Like, why are you trying to? It's like, oh, now we draw the line when it comes to like incest in
It's
the
like,
lion
nah,
pride.
they
Now,
not finna be
now you want
eating
to be
dinner
realistic.
though.
It's now you want to be
It's like,
realistic. So I'm just,
what?
yeah,
It's like, okay, all
and I
right.
feel like they do that to
So
be
I
like,
found
gotcha, we're ruining your childhood kind of thing.
it's like, which is so funny too, because like our childhood's been ruined. We don't care. Like I think we're like the not the saddest generation, but yeah, we've been through so much shit. We're like, we don't care. We don't care.
9/11
We've had
opened a
enough.
portal.
Yeah.
9/11 opened a portal. It opened a portal of misery.
Yo, we have the darkest humor. We disassociate so quick. Like we're like, all
Hmm.
right, don't care. Literally don't
And
care.
social
I
media,
I
like
was
you scroll up, like you see bad news, and then you scroll up,
yeah.
like literally 3 seconds later.
And it's like, oh, okay. It's like, oh, that's sad. So yeah, what we eating? So I found several things, but not the exact thing I was looking for, which is upsetting. Uh so yeah, it was Bugs Life and Ants, and then it was Madagascar in the Wild,
Yep,
which
yep.
what the fuck was the wild? Oh, Disney's the Wild. This is ugly.
I
Madagascar
watched.
shit on the
I wa-
wild. Like that
I
one
I
wasn't even
only
close.
watched The
Nobody
Wild a
clamored
lot
for the wild.
because I had it on DVD. It was not a
Yep.
fantastic film.
It wasn't hidden like that.
It wasn't it. It
Then I
wasn't it.
found the most popular Disney movies by state based on Google Trends. Okay. Toy Story is Texas, which, yeah, valid cowboy, but it's also
Yeah,
for
yeah.
California. That's the most popular movie in California. Where are you from?
I grew up in New York, moved to Florida when I was 13, moved to LA about 10 years ago. So it's
New
like,
York is the wild. New York is the wild. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
That's a lie.
That's what it said. I swear it said the wild.
I didn't take that survey.
I'm like,
and I don't know any of my friends have taken that survey. There's no way.
And then Florida, you said Florida, it's Tron.
Okay.
Who's making this? And where was the other state you said? It was, and then here it's Toy Story.
Yeah.
I don't.
Tron?
In Tron 82? Okay. That's not true.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I'm gonna click off of that because now you're just lying. Don't spread this. Nobody was clamoring for the wild.
No,
ever.
I've never heard not one clamor for the wild in my entire life.
This is the first time I've ever talked about it with somebody. Like, nobody likes that movie.
No, it's not.
Boo boo. So
you can't even tell me the name of the main character.
No, I was going to say Alex. That is Madagascar.
I've seen it. I've seen it about 10 times, and I still can't tell you the name of the main character.
Yeah, that shit is ass. Mm-mm. That shit's ass. So why do you feel like this era animation just hit different? I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit already, just like the animation style, the love that the animators put in there. What do you think?
It's like, one, we didn't have nothing else to do.
Valid.
They actually put like real care, and they didn't want to take shortcuts. Which, because now it's like CG. Well, CG is like you create the designs and then you model the designs, and you could make them move however you want, and then you just edit from there. But with hand drawn, it's like you're not taking any shortcuts at all. That's why if you notice in like TV shows, the animation barely has shadows because they didn't have the budget. They didn't have the animated movies, the feature animated movies had shadows and stuff. So because they had a bigger budget. But in TV shows, they didn't have any shadows. It's just more flat because it's like it takes more time to do the shadows. So
yeah, that's how they said, like the Bob's Burgers movie budget was big because they had shadows.
Yeah. And Simpsons look exactly the same. It's just that slight shadow. It's like,
they put some money into this. But yeah, that makes sense too. Why we didn't have shit to do. We was just watching TV or playing outside. There wasn't a social media. I mean, even video games weren't coming out as frequently or as consistently. So yeah, we were watching TV, and the shit was good.
If you want a game, you could buy a game right now while sitting down.
That's crazy. I like what, and it's just on my stuff.
I used to remember studying for a test so I can get good grades, so I can work up the courage to ask my dad if he could take me to the mall on Friday to buy one game for a month, maybe more. That's it. Just one.
Yo, that's how like me and my brother's birthday. This always sucked, but my birthday is December 22nd. My brother's birthday is December 17th, and so. I'm like, y'all just love to be fucking in March, huh? Like,
they did that on purpose.
And so we would get like one system for Christmas, and then we would get games to share. Yeah. And that's it for the year. Like, we would rent some. We old as fuck. We rent some from Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, whatever. But to own the game, like this is my game, that's it. And so that is just a crazy concept. Even like having a kid now, for her to be like, "Hey, mommy, this game's coming out. I want to get it. Can I get it right now?" And then you can go get it right now. Like, what are you talking about? You don't need to go into GameStop or trade your games in for 50 cents to try to get a new game. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we didn't have as many options. And I feel like what was so dope about just 90s cartoons period versus like older, like I feel like they started making more stuff that kids and their parents could watch.
Yeah. You're right.
It was
So it's
definitely
like
like
they
family
catered
stuff.
they catered to both. That's why all
Mhm.
the animated movies had like adult humor in it that kids
Yep.
wouldn't understand because they knew who was in the crowd.
Yeah, they knew
Yes.
who paid. So you're like watching some of the stuff now. I'm like, oh, like, and I was over there cracking
Yeah.
up because I don't really know
Yeah.
what it is, but I just know that it's funny. Or I'm
Hmm.
thinking it's like, oh, they're talking about fart or poo poo. It's like, oh, y'all was talking about fucking.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hmm.
yeah, I feel like the adult humor and stuff too, but also like a lot of the storylines, just
Yeah.
from I know we're talking about Disney, but we could branch it out to more. Even like I was rewatching like Rugrats.
Hmm.
And I was watching that episode where Chucky, his mom, where he went and got that picture of his mom, and the whole episode was just about like how his mom died and how the dad was having to cope with her
Yeah.
death. And I was like, this is a show about babies.
Yeah.
This show is about babies. And I was watching
Yeah.
That's Told by Ginger because I've done some videos on it. And it was an episode where, the dude that she had been. Did you used to watch That's Told by Ginger?
How does that hold up now?
Yo,
It holds
better.
up?
Yo,
Okay.
Marco, when I
Okay.
tell you I'm
Okay.
going back and watching it, and like, because she was going through some real shit, like it was a lot going on, like, her dad abandoning her, and even like the mom getting into like dating and just being a single mom and having to deal with all this stuff, and just like even the friendship dynamics. And then that last season they're in high school, so it's just like how those friendship changes and how people act. But like her, Darren and her had been friends forever since they were born, and for him to
Hmm.
like cheat on her and start a whole nother relationship with a girl, and then Ginger goes to the hospital for appendicitis, and like just all of this shit going on in these shows that we were just watching, eating
We're just breezing
Dunkaroos.
by, just breezing by, just
Like, this is heart wrenching. So I think
yeah.
the stories were really good, and I am happy with. I feel like they're trying to bring it back around with a lot of stuff. I mean, we had Adventure Time and stuff
Hmm.
coming out there where they're trying to go into deeper things, even like a Steven Universe. But I don't know, the 90s just hit.
Yeah, I do really like the adult animation
Mm-hmm.
that's coming out now.
Yeah.
Like I like I you know what? I think that they're putting time and care into shows as opposed to putting it into movies.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
do think it's worth it to put into because then you can expand more. A movie you only have
Mm-hmm.
an hour to 2 hours to like go. That's why Spider-Verse is like taking so long because how are they going to fit all that information
That's
into
so
one movie?
much.
So it's like the shows you could really flesh out characters and expand and like
Mm-hmm.
grow up
Show
with the characters.
backstory. Show.
They're hitting like Arcane,
Oh my God, it was so good.
Invincible.
They did rush that ending, but it was still good.
Yeah.
It was very rushed, but
I feel like someone told them, "Hey, this is getting too expensive. Cut it off. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut
because they were
it
like,
down."
last season. This is the last
Yeah,
season. What do you mean this is the
yeah.
last
Shut it
season?
down. You have 6 episodes. Shut it
That
down.
shit was crazy. How like, hey, kudos to them for even being able to fit all of that
Yeah,
in there, because I was like, how are they gonna wrap this up?
yeah.
And I mean, they did
Still
it.
lost.
Like,
They
what
wrapped it
happened to
up, but
Humberdinger?
I could still see the package. I could still see what's underneath the wrapping paper. So they didn't wrap it up well enough.
it was, it was so much. Like the mama was the girl magic, and then I was like, it was, and then man, when that little girl. Oh, I forgot at the beginning. There's gonna be spoilers. I hate that I have to say that because it's like we're talking about stuff that came out 30 years ago, like Arcane, that was
Yeah.
last year. Like, don't listen. I mean, we're not talking about Sinners or something that just dropped. Like, we're talking about
Yeah,
old
yeah.
shit. But people like, well, I didn't know that's how it ended. You didn't know that's how a Goofy movie ended? Was they went to the Powerline concert? Like, you didn't want to watch it.
If you didn't know that then, you don't need to know it now.
You don't need to know it now. You were never gonna watch it. You were never gonna watch this.
Yeah.
I forgot we saw Arcane, but yeah, I definitely agree. I think that shit got expensive, and yeah, but it looks so great.
It looks perfect.
Oh my goodness, it looks great. My only gripe, I will say, with adult animation, other than like an Arcane, is they do be making it ugly. Like, I loved BoJack Horseman; it was good, but it was so ugly. We want cute shit. We want pretty stuff. Like we
adult
want
comedy. Yep, does have a tend to be real. Yeah, have you seen Common Side Effects?
I keep seeing it on whatever it's on because I keep flipping by. They're like holding something, and I added it to my list.
It's on Max. It's ugly.
It's ugly as hell. It looks ugly.
It's ugly, but it's really really good. But like coming from an artist standpoint, it looks ugly, but they did it on purpose. So I was like, oh yeah, this is actually done really well, but it looks ugly.
I'm like, but it's good.
I think they feel well. We have some ugly ass cartoons too, though.
Rocko's Modern Life, and it's so many people. I'll talk about the Wild Thornberries, and they're like, I couldn't watch it because it was so fucking. I don't know why. Because who was the? Because it was Wild Thornberries. It was who else did they do? Because they always had the mouth at the bottom because they did as Told by Ginger. It was people that was like, I didn't like as Told by Ginger because why was her mouth down there?
Yeah, ain't no.
Why was
no
her mouth down there?
Yeah,
no chin. It was Kaleski.
Klasky. Chupo.
Because they did Rugrats.
Supo or Chupo or something like that.
Chisupo. I'm trying to say it properly.
They did Rugrats. They did
Rocket Monsters. Rocket Power. So they either looked like how Rugrats looked, or because that's how Rocket Power, they have a similar style, or they look like, hey, our mouth is at the bottom of our face. Because Our Monsters, Told by Ginger, Wild Thornberries. It was another one. Oh, I didn't know this. They animated the first 3 seasons of The Simpsons.
Oh yes, I feel like I saw that in a documentary or something.
Oh, they got a documentary? Yeah. I will check that out. Or is it Simpsons documentary?
I think it's a Nickelodeon documentary.
Not that other one. Okay. Add that to my list. Duckman. I used to fuck with Duckman. I'm trying to see what else they did. They did The Simpsons, Rugrats, Duckman, Rocket Power, Poppycat. I haven't heard. Have you heard of Poppycat?
Poppycat? Nah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that either. The Carmichaels. It was. I heard about this. Okay, it was a planned spinoff that was supposed to be about Susie's family, and then it ended up just being the Kwanzaa special. I would have watched that.
I would have watched it too.
I would have watched it.
That would have. I did a drawing of that, like maybe a couple years ago.
Did you? And it's dope. Wait, they did.
I did like what Susie's family would look like, because I think there was an artist that drew a picture of the Rugrats growing up, and they drew
I
Susie
did see that
as like a single mother.
Yes, and everybody's like, "What? Like, come on, man." Yeah. Come on, man. Why? And I'm a single mother. And I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But what about the trajectory of Susie's life? Looked like she would be. Honestly, I wouldn't even think that Susie had kids. Susie seemed like she would be like that rich auntie.
Yeah.
That would just like travel and sing. She would be like a Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, just, hey, I'm rich, I'm vibing.
I can see a rich aunt.
Rich, yeah, but it's like why? I think it especially hits hard because we don't have a lot of, especially back then, characters that are us. So to be like, oh, that's all you get. That's all you get. Exactly. She got kids by herself.
Always a side character.
Yeah, come on, man, stop fucking playing with Susie.
And then with the Cleveland show, that was a spinoff, but he was just the laughing stock.
They made him so stupid then he was voiced by a white man. And then I watched the show, and it was like, when was Cleveland ever this dumb? Cleveland actually was probably one of the smartest people out the group.
Yeah.
And so to just make him, like you said, he's the laughing stock, he's a joke. He like gets berated by his wife all the time. And it's like, why? Why?
You know who his wife is?
Who?
Sanaa Lathan.
Oh, yeah. And then the daughter's, what's her, Gomez.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Sanaa Lathan. That is Sanaa Lathan. I can hear it now. They are disrespecting you, Glenn. And even like the neck rolls and all. I'm like, do y'all have any black people working on this? You can't. Because like, that's not, come on. Like,
excuse me, Miss Sanaa, can you do your little, can you do
a neck roll voice?
Black it up a little bit,
Can you black it up a little bit? I would like that. Make it a little bit more black. So yeah. Oh, damn, we had 40 minutes. We've been yapping. First of all, I'm very much enjoying this conversation. I like to have these conversations with people that love the shit too. I like having a little nerd off.
You can be nerd sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? With somebody that also likes the shit. It's always a different conversation. But before we wrap up shortly, what do you feel like are some 90s animated shows or even movies that you feel like that needs to be talked about more? Not The Wild, but just like they don't come up in the conversations.
Gargoyles.
Oh my God. Gargoyles. Have you rewatched it like recently?
I did.
It's still so
very, very advanced.
It's
very advanced.
It was so much we were missing is like racism.
It needs like the Castlevania treatment. Like there's a show on Amazon about like it's like a team of medieval, it's like a ragtag group of monster fighters.
I love a ragtag.
I'll have to find the name of it, but it's like,
send me that. It sounds fire.
I feel like it needs that kind of. I feel like it is due for a reboot because as kids we weren't grasping those things at all. Not
it
at
was
all.
A lot.
About the Illuminati, like gun violence.
The gun violence episode was crazy. I think even just like representation on there was crazy. Like I never, and even to this day, we already didn't have like, a lot of black characters, but to have a black and indigenous main character, I was like, even as a child, I'm like, ooh, this is different. Like, what is this? So, and for her not to be like, she wasn't a stereotype. She wasn't just there. She wasn't just like a love interest. Like, she played a vital role and she was like a strong character, but it wasn't. I like when they do women like, this is a strong woman, but she's still feminine.
Exactly.
Like she wasn't like a brute, but she still exuded power. I love those characters because it just shows like femininity isn't one thing.
Yeah.
It can have all of these things. I hate when they always play like, oh, it's a big giant woman and she's the, she's the past. Like, okay, we get it. That's real on the nose. But to have this smaller woman who's a woman of color, who is in a position of power, but who uses her power to help people, I think that's super deep. And Goliath was fine. I'll throw that out there. Oh my, the voice,
black lead. Yep.
That's like, and I hate it. I will say, and I don't give a fuck who get mad when they showed him as a human and he was white. Trash. I was like, come on, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
Duper trash.
Stop playing with. That was never a white man, and we knew it. And y'all,
I wonder who was in the room when they were like, "Oh man, what is he gonna look like?" I wonder if a black sketch was that even
did y'all even draw
part
that?
of the creation process? Did you consider it? Like, what did it look like?
He had a high top fade. That's why I'm like, why did y'all? Why was he Caucasian?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
I definitely think Gargoyles. I was getting mad about reboots, but I'm starting to come around. It's like if you do it well, if it's well written and there's like love in it, I think I wouldn't be opposed to it. I still haven't seen the. Oh, go ahead.
Here's my take on reboots. I think that we live in a polarizing time. Like you either want it to be done exactly the same as it was before, or you want it to be different. And I feel like it's very tough to have like a middle ground where I want the same elements and I want a different storyline so it's not as predictable.
Yeah.
And that's like that goes into like the Disney remakes and stuff. So DuckTales. DuckTales was a really good remake.
I didn't watch it for a while because I was hating, and then I started watching. I was like, I'm glad I watched this. Like,
it's pretty good.
It's pretty
solid.
good. It surprised. I was mad. Like I was like, I don't want this, but I was like, no. This. If this is how y'all are gonna do them, do it, because it's what you said. It's like it's new stories, but it still feels like they're being respectful to the original.
Exactly.
Respectful to the characters. And I think that may be, I hate when they do, like Velma's a perfect example. Velma was shitting on Scooby-Doo. It was shitting on the show. It was shitting on the audience. Like there was a line, because I hate watched it for sure. There was a line where it's like,
watched it too. Just the first episode. You can't hate watch two seasons. I mean the first season. You can't hate watch 2 seasons because that means you like it.
I did. Well, I do commentary too, so I'll hate watch so I can.
Okay, that's different. That's different.
I feel like I can't properly talk shit if I don't watch it.
Right.
But sometimes,
that's true.
But also to be fair and be honest, sometimes I'll just watch a whole thing, not talk about it, just cause. Sometimes I'll do commentary, but sometimes I just talk shit. But there was a line where she was like making fun of adults watching cartoons, and it's like, bitch, that's us. Who
do you think?
Who you think children are watching this? Y'all like there's sex in here. This is not for children. This is so you made a show for us. You made a show for kids for adults that like Scooby-Doo, but then you're shitting on the franchise, you're shitting on the characters, you're shitting on us. Who was this for?
Yeah.
Who was the audience? People that hate Scooby-Doo and hate cartoons, but I'm gonna watch. Like I don't get it. And Scooby-Doo is such it's been redone so many times that you could have redid it again in a better way, and we wouldn't care.
Like that movie, like the live action, the first one.
Oh my god, it's so good. I just rewatched it like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, this is still funny. This still holds up. The acting is good, and they were still poking fun at it. Like, it's over. It still was over the top, but it's like this was still funny. It still felt like Scooby-Doo. I was watching, what was the iteration where Velma and Shaggy were dating? I think it was Mystery. You see, they told me it's like Mystery Inc., Mystery Incorporated. That one's on Netflix or Hulu. I don't know, but it has like the sharper where they look sharper and more angled.
Oh yeah.
That's so good.
I need to check that out. Like,
please check it out. It's so funny. I wasn't
the biggest like I watched Scooby-Doo like in passing, kind of like how you watch like Bugs Bunny. Like it's just on. Watch it. Yeah, but I can't retain any of the storylines. I know what the beats are gonna be. They take off the mask and it's a white guy.
I think that's it was it's a comfort show. It's on. I'll watch it. Because you don't need to really retain any information. But this one has like an arc. It's like it's like a larger mystery that they're solving. Yeah. But then they're going deeper into like more character development. The stories, it's just good and it's really funny. So
do you think reboots should do you think things in general should pinpoint a specific audience or try to be general?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you got to pick one. You know what I mean? I think sometimes they'll try to do both and you can't.
Yeah.
So like for example, like this Scooby-Doo, it feels like it's for an older audience. but they'll try to be like, okay, this is for an older audience, but it's also for kids.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like if you're gonna make it for kids, make it for kids. So because they had that other Scooby-Doo movie, what was it, Scoob?
Yeah, Scoob. Yeah.
And it's like that one clearly is for a younger generation who's not as familiar with Scooby-Doo. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Like, but what was the one we were just talking about? Velma. It's like they were trying to do it, but it's for like who is this for? I feel like whoever you're gonna make it for them, and then let the other people find out. Well, maybe so it's the other one. Make it for whatever audience, and then let other people enjoy it.
For example, like let's say, what's a really, really specific show?
Steven Universe. I don't know why that's the
okay. Steven Universe. They made that for a specific one person. So it's like, let's make that for this person, and then whoever finds themselves gravitated towards it, they could come.
Yeah.
But it's not for you. If you don't like it, don't watch. But if you do, come on in. But it's like, no, this is the specific person that this is made for.
And you can tell when you're watching it, it's like it's very, you know, LGBTQ plus friendly, but it's like it's wedged in there. So if you don't, you know, and it's this, but it's also, it's like, I feel like it's for people that are figuring out who they are, whoever you are.
Yeah.
It's clearly, it's like skewed for a younger audience. So like teens, it feels like it's for teens.
Yeah.
Like
you
said, like
12, 13, 14.
Yeah. But I watched it in my 20s, 30s. I'm like, oh, this is fucking fire. But like I said, this was not for me. I'm a straight cis woman in her 30s. This was not created for me, but it was so good that I found myself. So I do think what you're saying is right. When you try to make it there's no way to make it for everybody.
Yeah.
Because now you're just doing that fan service bullshit. Now you're not making a stand. And I feel like any type of whatever you're creating, you have to have a point. There needs to be a message. There needs to be something that you're saying, but there's no way to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
So who, like you said, who is this for? Who is the audience? Who are you trying to talk to? And then let it grow from there. The Boondocks. I don't want to know why the Boondocks comes to mind, but the Boondocks is for a specific audience.
Specific audience.
But that shit went crazy.
You could be a white girl who's drawn to the Boondocks, even though it's not for you. You can go and enjoy it, and it's like anyone can enjoy it if you find something that you like, but it's not for you. It wasn't made for you.
It was not made for you. So that is an issue, and that's not really something that I think I've thought about, which I appreciate that perspective too, because I'm working in animation. I like write stories and stuff like that, and I don't necessarily think about that. But that is something I should be thinking about. Like, who is this for?
Yeah.
Like, and what am I trying to say in this thing that I'm making? So I appreciate this perspective.
Because I watch a lot of like there's a show called Ramy. Have you heard of that show?
I don't think so. Wait, spell it.
Ramy.
RAM.
It's not animated, but it's a show about a guy in his life, and he's like he's Egyptian, and it's all about like his culture and his religion and all that stuff. I'm not part of that culture. I'm not part of the religion, but like it got me so interested in like, oh man, I want to try the food that he's eating. Oh, maybe I want to visit that place. Oh wow, I love how they like worship. It seems so intimate and like structured and all that stuff. So it's like he made that for he made it for himself, like specifically.
This is himself. So I'm reading it now. An Egyptian American
who wants to join in, come on in and experience what I experience. Yeah.
So an Egyptian American being Muslim in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's very specific, but like
that's super specific.
That sounds. Now I'm gonna add this to my list. I've added so much stuff to my list in this conversation, but I think that is the testament of like just good writing. Like you said, that has you're not part of any of those communities.
Yeah.
But to be able to sit and watch and enjoy it and want to be involved in that, that's dope. That kind of makes me think about how people were getting so mad about Turning Red. the Disney movie. Yo, people were getting mad because they were talking about periods and they were talking about, and it's like, but this was for little girls. Like this was not
it's not for you.
This was a movie about a little girl going, like becoming a, she was going through a transformation outside, but also inside. It's about puberty. And you're 40, 50. Like, I don't think they should talk about, little girls don't need to know about periods. This was made for children.
Then then why do we have sex education? Like in schools, it's literally taught in schools. So like, why not be a big production budget movie to teach people about that in an entertaining, fun, not embarrassing way, where you have to sit next to your classmates and talk about this?
When I can watch this in the comfort of my home and it's a good movie. Also, I did not know Zeno was in this. His face just popped. I'm like, Zeno was in Turning Red. Yo, Zeno be in everything. Shout out.
He's turning, his horns are growing. He's turning into a goat.
I will be stealing that. That's good. That's pretty fucking good. I was gonna say, he's like becoming like Phil Lamar. Like he's in
facts.
So much shit. I gotta see who played because I love Turning Red.
Either.
Yeah, I'm looking at his Wikipedia. He's been in a lot of shit. Gresco?
That's crazy.
I love Gresco. Hey, shout out, get your money, young black man. I love it. He's a Yu Yu Hakusho show. Let me get off his IMDb. He's in this shit. Yo, look at his IMDb when you get a chance. He's been in
right now.
He was in Ladybug. Let me get out of here. Black Clover. Hey, this man, he's the GOAT. So I got one more question before not a question, series of questions. So this is going to be the ultimate 90s cartoon face-off. Okay. You got to pick one. Whichever one you pick, the other one is gone from existence. And I always have the moral quandary of, if it's gone, everything associated with it is gone.
Yikes.
So like the spin-offs, if there's video games, those are gone. If it's in a video game, then it's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna remove it if it's featured in a game. So like Kingdom Hearts. There's so many, everything's in Kingdom Hearts, so then it would just go away. But like if it's the star of it or it's that, then it has to go. Okay. So you have to pick. You can't pass. He's getting nervous, guys. All right, so it's 4 rounds. You ready? DuckTales versus Darkwing Duck. Gone forever. He's thinking. He's pondering more so.
DuckTales is more iconic than Darkwing Duck.
Ooh.
Nah, DuckTales.
Ooh.
DuckTales.
I don't know. I think I'd keep Darkwing Duck. And I love DuckTales. I just like Darkwing Duck.
I know why. Darkwing Duck is cooler, but if you think about the core of Darkwing Duck, it's Disney's Duck Batman.
Yeah. That's why I say it's dope. Like, you gotta keep it. But DuckTales,
can you tell me a storyline from Darkwing Duck?
He solved the crime.
But like specific, like, do you remember when he fought
Nope.
Megavolt or Negaduck?
Yeah, the dude with the thing on his head. I remember Negaduck.
It's not.
It's so good.
It is good. But the idea
I will say I haven't.
And the designs, I think, are more intriguing than the actual story of what was happening.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that.
I love Darkwing Duck. Like, I love Darkwing Duck.
But DuckTales is DuckTales. I get it.
Yeah.
This one would be hard for me.
Plus, Launchpad is in both Darkwing Duck and DuckTales. So, like, even if we lose Darkwing Duck, we still have Launchpad.
I like Launchpad. Yeah, okay. You know what? He might be the better character. I like him. Okay, so next one: Animaniacs or Tiny Toon Adventures. Gone Forever. I think this one is a question of
Animaniacs.
Yeah.
Because we still have Bugs Bunny.
You're like, whichever one the character I like is in still. Yeah, I think I love Tiny Toon Adventures. I wasn't just crazy about the reboot. I really don't like that they made them siblings now. That was weird. Yeah, they're siblings in the reboot.
I was unaware. What, Babs and Buster?
Yeah, it's like there's something. Yeah. Hold on.
I could I'm not.
No, because their whole joke was no relation. No, they're siblings in they're twins.
Yeah, you're right. That's stupid.
They're twins. In the original, they used to like they were dating, they would kiss and stuff, and they were like, no relation, no relations. And it's just like why'd y'all make them siblings? They could have just been, they didn't have to have a romantic relationship if y'all wanted to take that out. They could have just been friends. But yeah, I feel like I do love Tiny Toon Adventures, but Animaniacs was more iconic, and I think I got more of my humor from Animaniacs.
Yeah,
and they have more jokes. I was actually rewatching, and the reboot, the Animaniacs reboot, surprisingly,
that's pretty good.
Wasn't bad, and Zeno was in there. Pretty good. That's what I felt like. He rapped.
Yeah, I'm like I'm scrolling, and I'm still scrolling.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I have to just get off.
I'm still scrolling, and I'm still scrolling.
And I think the craziest part was, I think it started, his earliest one was like 2017. So for him to amass this huge resume in that amount of time, shout out to
2007.
2007? Was that video games? Yeah. See, I had to stop scrolling. And
that's crazy. He's in Ben 10.
He's in Ben 10?
Yeah.
Hey,
his horns are fully formed. I was unaware.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But most of the animation ones I saw started like, that's crazy. That's just crazy. Okay, Powerpuff Girls versus Dexter's Lab. This one's easy for me, and I love them both. But I'm going Powerpuff Girls. I'm not trying to sway your vote, but I'm going Powerpuff Girls.
I was gonna say Powerpuff too.
It's just, I don't know. Dexter's Lab was funny and it was good, but I feel like, just like you were saying with Darkwing Duck, the characters were dope, but the stories, there weren't like memorable storylines.
Yeah, like who's a Dexter's villain?
Mandark.
But is that more iconic than
Mojo? Him and Fuzzy Lumpkins and Mojo Jojo, and people still talk about people talk about Dexter's Lab, but not like the Powerpuff Girls and the design. And I feel like Powerpuff Girls was dope because, especially back then in the 90s, it's like, this is a boy cartoon, this is a girl cartoon. That was something everybody liked.
Yeah, that's true.
And it was with 3 female leads. And for little boys to be like, for little boys to say, put on the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
In the 90s, we want to watch these little girls in dresses fight.
You know what's funny? I didn't grow up. I did grow up with Cartoon Network. I grew up knowing the shows, but I never watched it like that because I never had that channel. You're relegated to the channels that y'all could afford.
Relegated.
There was a point that we only had PBS, so I was on Arthur.
So you got your Arthur, Wishbone,
Magic School Bus.
That's my shit.
Reading Rainbow. Like I was
Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, yep. But I always had Nickelodeon. And I only had Disney Channel sometimes, but because
that was
Disney
like extra
VHS movies. I could watch them all the time. So that's what I needed best. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He always had cable and satellites. stuff, which was funny because we also were broke. And my dad was like,
nah,
because y'all gonna be in my damn face.
Nah, like, we're not compromising with the TV. Y'all could starve for like a day or two, but I gotta have TV.
I'm watching my movies. I'm watching the game. Like, I'm not finna no. All right, so last one. Hey Arnold versus Doug.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah, facts.
Easy. Very easy.
I mean, Doug was iconic. Some people were getting me because I do a lot of videos talking shit about Doug. I love Doug. But yeah, Hey Arnold, I think Hey Arnold is just better storylines. It has more characters, and then like almost all of the main characters, because it's more of an ensemble cast too. Doug is about Doug. It's Doug and his friends. But Hey Arnold, especially in the later seasons, we got to explore everybody's story and like of it. Like Sid had an episode. You know, there's an episode focused on Chocolate Boy. There's an episode focused on Harold. There's an episode on Help. That Helga on the couch episode. Yeah. Seeing somebody in therapy.
I think Doug is. It's I think the characters they look more adult. So they look like older. They're older kids, so I guess they look older. But the character of Doug versus the character of Arnold, like they're both like kind, nice guys. But Hey Arnold had like grit to him. But Doug was like,
he was cool.
Journal. Like,
Doug was in the nicest day. Doug was a loser, and Arnold was cool. And I feel like Hey Arnold showed me it's like you can still be nice and be cool. Like you can still treat people well and be liked. You know what I mean? Doug was in his fucking room alone with his sweater vest. You know what I mean? But also like Arnold was broke. I think that was just cool to see too. Like Arnold wasn't rich. Arnold had a different.
He had a pet pig.
He had a pet pig, but then he like lived with his grandparents. So I feel like maybe especially for because I had did a video it was like Hey Arnold versus Doug. And I remember somebody had left a comment and they were like, yeah, people hate Doug because he had both his parents and like there's kids like us out here. And it's like, whoa, calm down. But I was like, also, if you wouldn't have been talking crazy, we could have had a conversation because y'all don't have parents because that is valid. Maybe that is why Hey Arnold resonates with more of us because we were broke. And so it's like we played outside more. We do this like Doug just isn't as relatable. You're in this 2-parent household. You're fine. Doug didn't really have Doug's struggles were he liked a girl that didn't like him. Hey Arnold was getting robbed. Like Hey Arnold, like Arnold was they were getting beat up. Like, you know what I mean? Like they were having to like figure out what to do with no money.
They're trying to save their playground from gentrification.
Yeah, like this is it's not to say like all Black people grew up in poverty, but I mean that's why more Black kids
he's an inner city kid, literally.
He's an inner city kid. More Black kids like Spider-Man versus like Superman because that doesn't feel like a character that's realistic versus Spider-Man in his house, raised by his aunt. He don't have no money. The characters that don't have no money are just more relatable because most people don't have money, you know? So, I mean, I think it is better. There's better characters. They talked about more realistic stuff and more relatable stuff. And it was funnier. And Arnold was funny. So yeah, I definitely agree with that pick too. So yeah, Marco, this was definitely a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed doing this. We definitely gotta run this back. I can go rewatch a lot of the stuff. I added a lot of stuff to my watch list. Like I was on my phone, like
I'm definitely watching As Told by Ginger at least one episode today.
If I'm gonna send you the episode that I feel like you should watch today because I guess I would say the one where she like her appendix broke. Okay, that's like last season. That's probably the one. It's a lot. Or the one, the Hello Stranger, when she wrote that poem to her dad. If you want to, yo, woo,
Hello Stranger.
Yo, Hello Stranger. Watch that one. Because her mom Lois was a real one. Shout out Lois. So tell the people where they can find you. I don't know when this episode is dropping. I just drop it sporadically, but tell the people what you got coming up. Yes, it's gonna drop. Yep. Y'all gonna see it at some point.
You could find me anywhere. Search Masterminds Connect, Masterminds with an S Connect, or type in Marco the Artist. You should find me wherever you want.
Love that. Oh, I forgot to ask you this question. I've been meaning to ask you this for like 5 years. How'd you come up with your name?
Oh, okay. So Masterminds Connect, and my logo is a brain. So I feel like the best ideas come when you put mix up things, put two or more things together.
Love that.
So it's like you take the left side of your brain and the right side of your brain. That's how our brain is made up. So I always like to take the artistic and the intellectual side and put them together. So I like to think about whatever I do, I like to put a lot of thought into it. Combining that with the artistry, because there's some artists that are like, oh wow, pretty picture, but then there's art that is like, oh wow, you could really think about it and really dive into, start conversation. So like even like I like to combine music and art and sneakers and art and storytelling and mixing up a whole bunch of things to put it together. So when you take the mastermind here and you take a mastermind here and you put their ideas together, that's when Masterminds connect. And if you look at my brain logo, you can see one half hemisphere of the brain is looking at the other half. So you can see a face on each side.
Oh, hey, that's fucking dope. I'm gonna go look at that. I knew it was a brain, but I didn't look at it like that. That's pretty fucking dope. I am glad I asked that question. So please make sure y'all go follow Marco. Check out all his work. Yes, they're sexy, but as he said, he puts a lot of thought behind this, and you can tell, and it shows in your work. And I like, other than us being cool,
there's a bunch of Easter eggs in there too. Like sometimes,
you be having the necklaces, and it's another character. I love it. I really do I be watching your shit. That's what, other than us like legit we're cool, but I really am a fan of your work. Not perversion aside, like I really do enjoy your work. So make sure y'all check him out. Give him a follow. If y'all see something and I haven't liked it yet, feel free to continue to tag me. I really do want to see some of that stuff. So
and if you're not, congrats on everything that you've got going on.
Thanks, man.
You be hustling, you be traveling, you be doing everything. Like you getting opportunities that you should have been had. And
thanks, man.
You're coming.
I appreciate it. And same for you. Like I really can't. I feel like now I'm tangenting again, but I don't care. Before I wrap it up, I'm so happy to see, and I'm so happy that I'm just like surrounded by all of these extremely talented people, just like extremely dope, cool people. So like I always get happy. Like I'm so happy like that you're getting invited to all of this stuff, and like all of these different people are seeing what you do, and I'm excited to see more of what you're doing. And I just for everybody around us too. Like we work with some dope people, and so it's been cool. It's been cool seeing the progression for everybody. So I want you to continue.
It's in a time where it's easy to give up too. Like
this shit hard.
Like let me see if Home Depot is hiring. Like
yo, what's up? This somebody. But yeah, like keep working, keep persevering. And for y'all listening, like if you do like our stuff, hey, go share, go, subscribe to the podcast. Like other than just spending money, people think support is just, buying merch, which buy the merch. Fact. Marco got some dope merch up, but like the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the tagging us, like, the tagging us and other stuff. When you see people asking for artists or asking for comedians, like genuinely tagging us and that stuff does help. So we appreciate all the support that any of y'all show, and please continue to do that, not just for us, but all the other creators and artists that you enjoy watching, because this shit is mentally taxing, but we're here and we get to do what we love. So thank y'all for that. So yeah, like, subscribe, wherever y'all watching this, leave me a review, leave me a comment, and let me know what your favorite 90s cartoon is. I do read the comments. I do make content based off of what y'all talk about. So please continue to talk to me. So until next time, stay nostalgic, stay nerdy, and don't let nobody tell y'all that cartoons are just for kids. Do whatever the fuck you want. Peace. That's it. I don't have no ending. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow me on social media at Roxxy Hayes, ROXXYHAZE. And if you'd like to support the show and get access to exclusive content, visit my Patreon at patreon.com/Roxxy Hayes. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. See you next time, and stay curious.